Hey guys, I'm Sage Valentine and I'm back here to review another episode of CBS's Big Brother Season 20. This video is all about episode number 3. And a big shout out to my East Coast Big Brother review watching fans. We are going through a serious heat wave. So right now I turned off my air conditioner just so I could do this review so there's no drone in the background. So bear with me, I'm probably going to look a little bit sweaty by the end of this video, but here goes nothing. So while I was watching the feeds, I found out that Caitlyn is on the outs with her alliance. There's some tension between Haley and Caitlyn that has to do with Faisal, or is it Fessy? Fessy is how you pronounce his name. Winston is very observant. He knows that something's going on between Bailey and Chris. And he's slowly but surely about to put 2 and 2 together because he's literally going around the house and asking everybody what's going on between Chris and Bailey. Tyler is being perceived as stupid. Fessy decides that he's not using the veto. Bailey is definitely in a showmance with Chris. It is literally the first black showmance in Big Brother history. Making history with season 20 already. Haley is good with both sides of the house, and at this point she is another player that's in a good position. Winston is pressed and upset that Bailey chose to chill with Chris instead of him, so I feel like he is after Bailey because she didn't choose him. Why am I getting major Caleb vibes from this dude? Man, when they say history repeats itself, it is repeating itself in season 20. Chris, at one point, is sitting in the room, the HOH room, talking to Tyler and basically spilling the beans on his whole plan and who is of the utmost importance to him in the game and who is of the secondary importance to him in this game. And I'm just looking at the feeds like, please tell me this is some sort of test and that he's really not being this cocky and arrogant enough to spill his own tea to somebody who is in a major alliance that is gunning for him. I mean, even though he outwardly doesn't know they're gunning for him, they're pretty much gunning for him. So let's just get down to this review. Pretty much, Sam and Steve are nominated. Tyler says picking them was the safest move. Steve said he's going to show the house guests that this nomination doesn't faze him. He's doing a poor job of it because everybody is pretty much close to figuring out that this dude is a cop. And his poker face is not working on these house guests. Swaggy C says that Tyler's game is whack and he wonders or asks a question like, what are Sam and Steve going to do to you right now in this game? Nothing. I think Swaggy C is upset because Tyler didn't go with his plan, Swaggy C's plan, and decide to put up 2 major people, Angela and Winston, because he's in an alliance with them. Sam is really sad about being a robot. Steve says he's mentally and physically prepared to fight his way off the block. I'm paraphrasing what he said. Tyler is in tears and feels bad after talking to Sam when she's in her robot form. Or at least that's what he wants his fellow house guests to believe, but really he's trying to manipulate people emotionally so that they'll say, oh, poor Tyler, and think that he's stupid, and A, B, C, and D, and oh, we can't vote him out. Come on now. Sam asked Rockstar to get everyone to come into the storage room and say hi to her because Sam is still in robot form. The scene or the little vignette was already awkward, and then we get to the part where Sam in robot form is talking to Tyler, and here comes Caitlyn. It was already weird that Faisal came in, but Faisal I don't think was really paying much attention to it. So Caitlyn comes in and she's basically telling Sam, who is sad, because Sam is being, isolated as a robot, because she's basically stuck in some room and moving around this robot, looking through this tiny camera, trying to talk to and relate to people, and people seem, for the most part in the house, like they're already over this whole robot thing. So Caitlyn tells her, pull yourself off the block. Don't sit up here and be sad and cry. And Sam kind of snaps at her and says, well, what would you do if you were in my position? Would you be able to get into the hot tub with Facey or Faisal? And I'm just like, damn. I know I'm saying his name wrong. It's Fessy. That's his name. Scotty and Steve are besties. They understand each other. Steve sees Scotty as loyal. Scotty trusts Steve, and he wants to save him this week. So he's going to probably help campaign for Steve this week. Bailey and Chris talk all night together. Pretty much they're in a showmance, and Big Brother showed that and made kissing sounds when they were kissing in one scene. But I heard that when they were making out, it wasn't that loud. Like, it was like a soft peck, and that was it. Casey doesn't like her punishment because she's stuck in the rooms whenever the little pinwheel circle thing starts spinning. But her punishment is not as bad as Sam's, but I wouldn't want either punishment if I was in the Big Brother house at all. Brett, Rachel, Winston, Angela, Tyler, and Casey form an alliance called the Level 6 Alliance, of which Big Brother Tumblr has labeled the MAGAs, meaning Make America Great Again, meaning the supporters of President Trump. Tyler tells them that Swaggy wanted Angela and Winston to be put up on the block. The only reason why Tyler is even in level 6, or is it level 7? No, it's level 6, is to keep him safe, because next week, which is basically this week, he cannot play in the HOH competition, so he's going to need some buffers to keep him safe and keep him in the house for another week. Swaggy and Bailey decide to go around acting like they really don't like each other. They do. I think it's more of Bailey liking Swaggy C though, but still they do like each other. Swaggy and Chris make out, and like I said, we are able to see it, but it is not as loud as Big Brother makes it seem that it is. Then all of a sudden we see Swaggy go off into the bathroom, like he walks out of the room and walks in the bathroom, calls himself an idiot, says that he should not have attached himself to a showmance. The girls usually win and the guys lose. Honey, that happened maybe once in Big Brother, maybe twice. But for the most part, it's the other way around. The girls get screwed and the guys win. There's a bird in the backyard of which Caitlyn believes is a sign from her grandpa, Lou. Some of the house guests think that the bird is a pigeon. Me personally, I'm like, is that a dove? Because he kind of looks like a dove. Although, in this neck of the woods, on the East Coast, people call doves high-class pigeons because they're kind of in the same bird, avian family. So, it looks like a dove to me. Sam is really down. She can't really move around the house. We see one scene where Caitlyn tells her to move the F out of her way, or move out of her way, as Sam's trying to move around. That whole edit of Sam as a robot was really, really sad, but it does reflect what Sam is going through. If you're watching the feeds, you do see it. Sam can barely move around the house. She can't go up and down the steps. She can't really go outside too much. She feels ignored and lonely. She feels like an outcast, and she's very emotional. And she's in the room, and I think, who else was in the room with her? It was, I believe it was Rachel, and then it was Swaggy C. And then here comes JC. He comes into the room, and he tries to motivate Sam to pick herself up and really play hard in the game, but it doesn't come across the way that he intended it, because it comes out a bit harsher, and she's receptive to it because she's really upset. And on the one hand, I'm just like, I would never want to be in her situation if I was in the Big Brother house, to be stuck as a robot. On the other hand, I feel like the other house guests don't really understand what she's going through because she's kind of isolated. And then on the other hand, it's still a game, but still, that's why she's reacting the way she's reacting, because she's isolated. And then when she comes back in human form, people are just ignoring her. And again, I cannot imagine being forced into that mess. Okay, the whole have-not situation, the slop looks nastier in season 20 than it ever has. Tyler basically is told that he has to pick 4 people to be have-nots. Bailey is on this whole, I don't want to be a have-not because the queen shouldn't be a have-not. So pretty much Caitlyn, Brett, Winston, and Scotty all volunteered to be the first people to be put on slop. If I was in the Big Brother house, would I do that? Probably. Probably. Because I've noticed the house guests look at the house guests who volunteer to be on slop a little bit differently, but then it depends on how I feel when I'm in the Big Brother house. So I take back what I said. I really don't know if I would want to be on slop. So Winston avoids being a part of this chat that includes Faisy, Chris, and Brett. And pretty much in this chat, those 3 talk about working together, and Brett is acting like he wants to be a part of this small male alliance of Winston, Brett, Fessy, and Chris, in case Fessy or Chris becomes HOH next week, or this upcoming week. Brett tells Level 6 what Chris said, and they are all basically hip to Chris, and Chris thinks that he's in control, and on a side note, he does, and he comes off as a bit arrogant. And a lot of the casual fans are over him. Me as a live feeder, I'm just watching this game, observing the gameplay, but he comes off as a bit obnoxious, like quite a few other players from the past. But me personally, I'm looking at Chris like, I really hope you know what you're doing, because you are setting yourself up for major failure, because it seems like this might backfire on him. So the replacement nominee for Steve, in case he wins the veto, as if Sam is not going to win the veto, is Bailey. Why am I not surprised? Oh, and the deal I was talking about that Brett mentioned to Level 6 is basically a deal to protect Swaggy's alliance, and it's a way for Swaggy's alliance to go for the people in the middle of the house, meaning the, I'm assuming the floaters, the people who really aren't doing anything. But if you think about it, at this point in the game, pretty much everybody is a floater, even though Chris and Angela kind of won the HOH, and they do have a veto winner at this point. Still, everybody's pretty much floating because the game has just begun. So Swaggy, Caitlyn, Fessy, Haley, and Rockstar are all in an alliance they name Fute, which BB Tumblr has labeled the crackheads, because they have been cracking up all on the feeds. And by cracking up, I don't mean laughing, I mean like saying crazy stuff and doing crazy things. And apparently Bailey is not in this alliance. See, that's on a side note why I'm iffy about this whole showmance between Bailey and Chris, and why I don't think showmances are good in this game, because the showmancy never really knows where they stand. They only take the word of the showmancer. And it doesn't matter if the latter is female and the former is male, or vice versa. It's still putting your power in somebody else's hands, which is a little bit iffy to me. So we get to the BB App Store, and people will either receive power or a crap app. Haley's so excited about this. Swaggy C says he's always trending, and when he wins, he will use the power to work in his favor, because it'll help him continue to pull strings in the background like he's been doing already. And I'm just like... Tyler says that he hopes that neither of his nominees gets that power, because it will throw everything as far as his plan off. So Sam pretty much wins the power, And the last time I was watching the feeds, she was talking about not using this power. And I'm saying to myself, you need to use this power to save yourself at this point because you are in danger, girl. Her power is pretty much a bonus life, which gives the user a chance to return to the game. They have 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 nominations to use the power. And if it's not used by the 4th one, I believe, then the 4th person who is evicted will just return back to the game. And Faisal got the ham punishment because I kept seeing people online talking about how Faisal has to eat a little bit of ham every day. And I'm just like, is this a joke? Because you know Faisal is Muslim, but for the game he has to snack on a little bit of ham. So pretty much Steve is after the veto. He wants to win that veto. Spoiler alert, he does not win that veto. Chris asked America to get it right, and I'm looking at Chris like, you may not end up getting one of these powers because he's managed to piss off America quite a few times. And today he was going on this whole diatribe of how fans and casual or live feeders have all of these opinions on the game, but we don't know what we're talking about, and we have never experienced it despite watching the show and seeing 360 degrees of what's going on. We don't know what's going on in the house. No, we've never experienced it, but we see what's happening, and that's how we form our opinions. And I feel like in the past couple seasons, there have been a lot of players who come in the house and feel some type of way about the live fans, the fans, the live feeders, the casual fans. And it's just like, we are your lifeline. So if we don't like you, you're not going to win anything. If we don't tweet about you, you're not going to win anything, especially in this season where you need us, the fans, to push for you to get you a power. Because clearly, Sam had quite the fan base in order to win that power. I'm just saying. Tyler hopes that the power didn't fall into the wrong hands, meaning neither of his 2 people won the power. And by 2 people, I mean his 2 nominees, because it would mess up his whole plan. Well, it's about to mess up his plan. Sam is happy. She says she's 50% robot, 50% real, and 100% ready to play this game. And I'm happy for her. So that's about it with episode 3. You all take care. Let me know what you thought of this episode and the season so far. Do you have any faves? Because right now, I don't. I'm just focused on all the gameplay, to be completely honest. But you all take care, and I'm about to turn this air conditioner on because this room is hot. Man, this East Coast heat wave is something. But I love you all. Take care, and shout out to Big Brother. I love the graphics. I kind of like this technological season. It's pretty good. Love you all. Bye, guys. Bye.